My favorite high school memory is the opening and closing assemblies of Charity Drive. I cry every time. I think it's really touching, and I think it's really great that the school comes together.
Well, my mom came with me on Snowball this year as an adult staff volunteer because just it's been such a big part of my life, and I wanted her to see it because Snowball's one of those things that you could explain it all you want, but it's something you just have to experience. So she came with, and I don't think she was very happy about sleeping in a sleeping bag on a bunk bed and riding a bus and stuff, but I think she had a great time. And at the end of Snowball, everyone goes around with a microphone and shares their favorite part. And like I said, my mom's a crier, so my mom starts bawling in front of like 100 kids. I'm so happy to be here and to see Stephanie run this event, and so it was funny.
Build Me Up Buttercup. We're listening to it in anatomy class while we dissected cats, and everybody was grossed out by it, but as soon as Mr. Gorleski would start playing it, everybody would forget how gross it was, and we'd all sing along and dissect cats.
Charity Drive freshman year, when I was asked without knowing why to dress up in a cowboy outfit and chaps and come back into the TV studio and pretend I was roping something, and I had absolutely no idea why I was doing it, nor was I told. I found out 3 or 4 days later, the entire staff of Highland Park High School got pictures of me in chaps and a cowboy outfit, lassoing a TV so arcade madness could happen in the Commons for Charity Drive.
Charity Drive has been an immense part of my high school experience. Not only did it provide an extraordinary amount of money for the charity that is finding a disease for my brother's blindness, but it has just done so much for me in showing, in putting the value in me of how important charity is. And I've been so thrilled to see members of the entire HBHS community come together and fight to end something.
All the teachers and mentors that I had, I think we have a really special community. Most teachers in other schools wouldn't meet with you, at 6 a.m. Teachers have just been there for me. Every teacher I've had really, in some way, has shaped me into who I am as a student and as an artist.
I don't know. I've had a lot of teachers who I absolutely loved. Yeah, there were a lot of really great teachers at this school.
Well, as a freshman, I was very lost and worried and nervous about how the 4 years at high school would be. And today I am standing here and very confident and proud of my 4 years at Highland Park High School, and I'm very excited to move on to college.
My favorite thing that's happened to me in Highland Park High School has been my transformation and the way I've grown in Student Senate. I started out, I had a lot of difficulty communicating and making my points and being an effective leader. And with the guidance of the sponsors, I've been able to be a lot more effective as an older person in the high school. So the memory of making mistake after mistake and thriving on that to exceed and become more successful. I think those memories are ones that are really important to me.
Well, my freshman year, I got to go to Peru, the orchestra, and it was a performance trip, so we played, and one of the places where we played was an orphanage, and it was such a rewarding experience to give the gift of music to these kids who are so much less privileged than we are, and it just, made me realize how grateful I am to be at a school that offers me the opportunity to have that happen, to have that experience. So it was very special.
I also was able to go on the Taboo trip towards a better understanding to Northern Ireland last year, and while it was something that I'd always wanted to do, it wasn't necessarily something that I had ever pictured myself being able to do. Staying with a host family in Northern Ireland and just getting to meet some amazing political and religious figures and learning so much about their culture was an unbelievable experience that I'm so glad that I had, but never would have dreamed to be able to do in high school.
The first football game that I had to conduct during a halftime show, I got up on the ladder, and the only words that could come to mind were like, I feel like Superman. Like, I feel like I was flying. Nothing could touch me. I was just like in the clouds, and perfect moment, perfect timing, just fantastic. And in that moment, I realized this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Mr. Alvarez, my counselor. I don't know what I would do without him. He's like the best guy. He's the man. Like, I got so much to thank him for. I don't even know how to start. Like last year during the summer, he recommended me for this summer camp on Oshkosh. It was like a aviation camp, and I actually got to fly an airplane for a while.
The relationships I've made with my teachers. Sometimes I stay after school just to continue a discussion with an English teacher or something. And I feel like the learning goes both ways. I teach them as well as them teaching me, and I really like that kind of mutualistic relationship.
I would definitely like to thank Senora Patterson, just because for the 4 years that I've had her and I've been in her class, it's just been a family, and she's made us feel so welcome. And yes, it's a class, but it honestly feels like ninth period, because I've had her ninth period every single year. Ninth period just feels like I'm going to be with my family, which it is my family.
Not just this year, but freshman year, from Mr. Larson all the way to this year, Mr. Brazowitz. They've all been spectacular teachers, and it's just been a great 4 years of my life that I'm always going to look back on. I have great memories.
I want to thank all the teachers that have made it possible for me, that look beyond the Denny that didn't speak English, that look beyond the Denny that was trying hard. I want to thank all the teachers that made it possible for me to just be standing right now and making this video.
Everyone that works at Highland Park High School, the staff is great, the teachers are great, the classes are awesome, and yeah, they just have motivated me so much and pushed me hard to get to where I am today.
Definitely want to thank all my teachers, because I've had a really great experience in high school, and I feel like I've learned so much, not just academically, but through clubs and on a more social level. I was actually having a conversation with one of my friends, and I said to him, yes, I remember freshman year really well, because it was such an exciting time, and we were doing all these new things and trying out for clubs and sports, things along those lines. And I said I remember it so vividly, but at the same time it feels like it wasn't me, because I feel like I have changed so much since I walked in the doors to Highland Park High School 3.5 years ago.
I don't want the magic to stop, It's like right now when I'm in band every day, it's magical. But when I go off to college, I'm just afraid that that's all going to be gone, because he's not going to be there. He's not going to be there to push me. He's not going to be there to make the group better and to be energetic. He's just not going to be there.
A teacher that helped shape where I am today and has made a positive effect on me is my sophomore year math teacher. I wasn't really open to meeting different types of people, and because of him and the groups I was put in and the sense of family I got from his classroom, it helped me open not only myself but my heart to people that I never thought I could. I made friends in that class that I'm still friends with now. I still say hi in the hallways. Like, I joke around with these people. Like, one of the girls in our class even gave me a birthday card. And I just wanted him to know that he has made a huge difference in my life.
I want to talk about my freshman and sophomore English teacher. I remember when we had, I believe it was our sophomore final project, and it was about, we had to write a personal story, and that's where I felt that I got more connected to her, sharing my personal story with her and sharing our tears together. And she just, getting to that level with her, she just, I got to see of how much of a person I am. And you just helped me out so much that I really appreciate it. And I just wanted to say thank you for that.
I'm sorry that high school went so fast. I'd like to think that I didn't take it for granted and that I did almost everything that I could to enjoy it. So I guess I'm sad. I'm sorry it's over.